It is Alina Bell, Southern ASMR, back with another video for the second part of my Where the Heart Is by Billy Ratz reading, and we're on chapter 2, and I think I found better headphones for this, so hopefully this will be better, and I'm going to try to be more soft-spoken, and I don't know video editing yet, so we're going to try this one go again, see if that works. So, chapter 2. She wouldn't remember it at all, even later. She wouldn't remember the man who found her camera in the handicapped parking spot. She wouldn't remember the clerk pressing the money into her hand or the manager leading her to the bench just inside the door. But she did remember someone wanted to call an ambulance, and she did remember saying she was all right. Telling him her boyfriend had gone to get the car fixed and would pick her up later. And little by little, as they went to lunch, sneaked to smoke, stocked more shelves, as clerks and stock boys and managers drifted by, they forgot about the pregnant girl on the bench by the door, sitting under a red, white, and blue banner that said Made in America. By 2 o'clock she was hungry. She ate popcorn and drank Cokes from tall plastic cups. She had 2 paydays and went to the bathroom twice. She tried to think of what she should do, but thinking about it made her tired and caused her head to throb, so she ate another payday and went to the bathroom again. Just before 3, a bony little woman with blue hair and no eyebrows rushed up and smiled in Novelly's face. Ruth Ann Moe, I declare, little Ruth Ann. Why, honey, I haven't seen you since your mama passed. What's that been, 12, 14 years? No, ma'am, I'm not Ruth Ann. Don't you remember me, honey? I'm Sister Husband. You remember me? Thelma Husband? Of course, that's not what you called me back then. They called me Thelma, because you couldn't say Thelma, but everyone else says Sister Husband now. But my name isn't... Last time I saw you, you wasn't more than a baby. And here you are, about to have a baby. Don't that be it all? Where do you live now, Ruth Ann? Well, I've been living in Tennessee, but... Tennessee? I had a cousin live in Tennessee. School teacher. But when she had this midlife crisis, she had an operation. Sister Husband lowered her voice and leaned in closer than ever. Hysterectomy it was. And you know, after that, she couldn't spell anymore. Couldn't spell cat, so they said she had to give up her school teaching, of course. But that was a shame, wasn't it? Yes, ma'am, it was. Tennessee, so you just be moving back, honey? Coming back home? Well, not exactly, but it looks like I might be here a while. Oh, that's good, Ruthie. I think that's good. 'Cause home gives you place no other place can, you know that. What that is? No, ma'am. Your history, Ruthie. Home is where your history begins. Yes, ma'am. The late brother husband said, home is the place that'll catch you when you fall, and we all fall. That's what the late brother husband used to say. Was he your husband? No, he was my brother. A real good man of God. You go to church, Ruthie? You would go regular to church? Not regular. Well, that's good. I think that's good. Sunday school, Bible, study, prayer, meetings. No, that's just too much church. Ain't nobody so full of sin they need that much church. Yes, ma'am. No reason to work so hard at it. Me, I just have one job to do now. Just one job. You know what that is? I guess it's to save souls. Oh, no, Ruth Ann, the Lord saves souls. I save wheat pennies. Not my one job is to give away Bibles. That's what the Lord wants me to do. Do you read the Bible, Ruth Ann? Well, not much. That's good. I think that's good. Folks read too much of it. They get confused. Read a little and you're just a little confused. Read a lot and you're a lot confused. And that's why I just give out a chapter at a time. That way folks can deal with the confusion as it comes. You understand what I'm saying, Ruth Ann? Sorry about this. Okay. Yes, ma'am, I think I do. Novelly touched the scar on her arm in remembrance of Gladys. Wish I had a Bible chapter to give you, honey, but I went on the bus station and gave away my last Deuteronomy. I know this is a Bible. Okay. Deuteronomy and 2 laminations. Man, a woman go to New Orleans. Any woman or way to New Orleans can't have too many laminations. But I don't have a chapter left. I feel real bad about it. Oh, that's okay. I'll get more run off tomorrow. I'll print you out an Obadiah. Obadiah won't confuse you much, but I'm not going to leave you empty-handed now, honey. Come with me. Sister Husband wheeled and started for the door, and turned and motioned Novelly. Come on, Ruth Ann. Novelly wasn't sure why she followed the blue-haired woman out the door and across the parking lot, but she figured it couldn't bring her much more trouble than she already had. Sister Husband marched her way to a banged-up blue Toyota pickup rigged to resemble a Conestoga wagon with a canvas cover over the bed. But the canvas was torn and the wire arches supporting it were bent, leaving the top drooping in the middle. On the side of the truck was a sign in white lettering, "The Welcome Wagon." Sister Husband opened the door and pulled out a straw basket with a red bow tie tied to the handle. She held the basket in front of her, pulled herself up tall and straight like a soldier at attention. "Let me among the first to welcome you home," she said with the cadence and inflection of a bad public speaker. "On behalf of the city, I would like to present you with a basket of gifts from the merchants and bankers to make this your home welcoming as pleasant as possible." "Thank you." Novalee took the basket. "Look here, Ruth Ann. It's got matches, a phone book, empty boards, some discount coupons, and a map of the city. There's one thing, though. See that appointment book?" Novalee nodded. "I ran out of these last week. This was the only one I could find for myself, so I wrote 2 or 3 of my own appointments in there, my AA meetings, but if you aren't an alcoholic, then you'll know those dates aren't for you." "No, man, I'm not." "Good. I think that's good. But remember, we all fall, and that's what the late brother husband used to say." "Sister Husband, can I take your picture?" If the question surprised her, Sister Husband didn't show it. "Why, Ruth Ann, how sweet," she said. She took off her glasses and sucked in her stomach till Novalee snapped the picture. They watched together as the picture developed. "Oh, looks like my eyes are crossed. I always take such awful pictures." "No, it's good." "You really think so?" "Yes, I do." "You're sweet, Ruth Ann, real sweet." Sister Husband gave Novalee a quick hug, then she climbed to the Toyota and started off. "I live on Evergreen, Ruthie. You'll find it on your map. Last house on the left. You come out there any time you want. Bring that baby. You two are always welcome." Actually, I know real people like this sweet, and I mean not not too. Well, they are this sweet to strangers, so it's really nice. I like this. "Thank you, Sister Husband, and I'm going to put this picture in a frame to keep for my baby." Sister Husband drove away, but Novalee stood in the parking lot and waved at the little covered wagon heading west until it was out of sight. Back inside the store, Novalee stopped at a wooden porch swing displayed near the door. She ran her hand across the dark wood and thought of cool yellow porches and morning glories thick on white trestles. Old man out in Sticker Creek make porch swings out of hickory. She turned around towards the voice and a big black man sitting on her bench. "Those won't last," he said. "Threads will strip on that soft wood. You want a swing that will last. Go on, Sticker Creek." "Where's that?" she asked. "You new in town?" "Yes. No. Well, I haven't been here very long." A newcomer, then. He smiled and scooted over to the bench, an invitation for her to join him. He was the blackest man Novalee had ever seen, so black his skin reflected light. She thought if she leaned close enough she could see herself in his face. He was dressed in a suit and had a briefcase on the floor beside him. Novalee had never seen a black man with a briefcase before. She put her plastic beach bag and the welcome basket between them, giving herself little room at the other end of the bench. "My name's Whitecotton, Moses Whitecotton." "Oh," she started to tell him hers, but changed her mind. "Some of my family shorten their name to White, but that's not their name. Name's Whitecotton." "Why'd they change it?" "They found some shame in it, said it was a slave name. But it's theirs, and it's mine." Moses Whitecotton was still for a moment, staring off at something Novalee couldn't see. "Name's important," he said. "Keeps track of who you are." "I guess so." "That's right. Name's an important thing. You picked a name for your baby yet?" "No, but I got some I'm thinking about." "Well, take your time. Can't rush a thing like that. Name's too important to hurry." Novalee reached into her bag and pulled out a package of lifesavers, then put the bag on the floor under the bench. The top lifesaver was green, her favorite, but she offered it to Moses Whitecotton. "Thanks, but I'm a diabetic. Can't take sugar." "You know," she said as she popped the lifesaver into her mouth, "I've been thinking about Wendy with an I. Or maybe Candy if it's a girl. Get your baby a name that means something. A sturdy name, strong name, names that gonna withstand a lot of bad times, a lot of hurt." "I never thought of that." "I used to be an engraver. Trophies, plaques, cut gravestones too. You do a thing like that, you think about names." "Yeah, I guess I would." "See, the name you pick out is gonna be with your baby when nothing else is, when nobody else is, 'cause you ain't always gonna be there." "Oh, I'm never gonna leave her, the way some people just leave, go right out of your life. I'm never gonna do that." "But you're not gonna live forever. You're gonna die. We're all gonna die. Me, her, you." Novalee swallowed her lifesaver. "You're dying right now, right this minute." He looked at his watch. said right this second, then tapped his fingers. See there? The second passed. It's gone. Not gonna come back. And while I'm talking to you, every second I'm talking, a second is passing. Gone. Count them up. Count them down. They're gone. Each one bringing you closer to your dying time. I don't like to think about that. You ever think about this? Every year you live, you pass the anniversary of death. Now you don't know what day it is, of course. You follow what I'm saying? Novalee nodded, but just barely, as if too much movement might break her concentration. Look here, say you're gonna die on December 8th. Of course, you don't know the day because you're still alive. But every year you live, you pass December 8th without knowing it's the anniversary of your death. See what I mean? Yeah, Novalee was wide-eyed, stunned by this startling new idea. I've never thought of that. No, not a lot of folks do. But listen, you're gonna die, but your name's not. No, it's gonna be written in somebody's Bible, printed in someone's newspaper, cut into your gravestone. See, the name has history. And home is the place where your history begins, she said softly. And that history is gonna be there when you're not. He turned his palms up, hands open, empty. He had given her all he could, and she had taken it. Here, he said. He picked up his briefcase, and while he just laughed, Novalee moved the welcome wagon basket on the other side of her and scooted over next to Moses Wycotton. The briefcase was full of pictures. Why do you have all those? I'm a photographer now. Photographer. Oh my God. Go around to stores and take pictures of babies. Can I have some? He shuffled through a dozen pictures, babies smiling, frowning, crying, brown babies, black babies, white babies, curly hair, blue-eyed, red-haired, bald. You bring a baby here in a few months from now, I'll take a picture for free. You will? Sure. Here's what I'm looking for. Moses Wycott handed Novalee a satin baby book. You give these away with $100 order. You open the first page. That's where you write in your baby's name. Be sure it's the right one. I will. He reassembled the pictures, briefcase, and snapped it shut. Mr. Wycott, could I take your picture? Mine? She nodded. Sure. Novalee took the camera out of her beach bag, stood in front of him, and snapped the picture. Just then a young man, blond and polished, stepped between them. Hi, I'm Reggie Lewis. My girl said you were waiting on me. Is it Mose? No, it's Moses Wycott. Oh, okay. You want to come back in my office? Reggie walked off, leading the way. Moses Wycott offered her his hand. Novalee. Good luck. His hand was sturdy, strong, and Novalee liked the way it fell in her hands and his. Thank you for the baby book. My pleasure, he said. Then he looked away. Novalee watched him, then looked at the picture in her hand, the picture of Moses Wycott. And for a moment, just for a moment, she thought she could see herself in his face. At just after 7, Novalee had a chili dog and a root beer float, then bought a copy of the American Baby magazine, hoping to find a list of baby names to choose from, but didn't have one. Instead, she read an article entitled Staying Fit During Pregnancy, which prompted her to have a package of beer jerky for extra protein, and then take a brisk walk. She circled the parking lot 3 times, breathing deeply from her diaphragm as the article suggested. But the Oklahoma heat tired her quickly, and she plodded through the last lap. She looked up when a pickup pulled in and parked nearby. The back was filled with small trees, their roots wrapped in burlap. A hand-lettered sign on the side of the truck read, Ben Goodluck Nursery, Earth Care Growers. The driver, a tall, thin Indian man, got out and went into the store. His passenger, a young boy, waited in the truck. Novalee walked over, studied the sign for a good 2 seconds, and traced the word Good Luck with her finger. The boy, a 10-year-old copy of that man, leaned his head out and watched her. Is your name Good Luck? She asked. The boy nodded. Wish that was my name. Why? Because that's a strong name, a name that's going to withstand a lot of bad times. I guess so, he said. What happened to your arm? He touched the scar very lightly. I had some bad luck. Novalee pointed to the bed of the truck. What kind of tree are those? Buckeyes. I never heard of those. The boy jumped out, fished in his pocket, and pulled out a hard brown nut, polished, shining. Here, he yelled it out to her. What is it? A buckeye. I know a lot of people that carry buckeyes in their pockets. Novalee took it and rolled it around in the palm of her hand. It's lucky, he said. How do you know? My grandpa told me. This was my grandfather's, then his, and now it's mine. Did they have bad luck? They were good hunters, so am I. Does it only bring good luck in hunting? No, it's good for lots of stuff. Lets you find things you need. Helps you find your way home if you get lost. Lots of stuff. Novalee held the buckeye out to him. "Oh, make a wish first," he said. "A wish?" "Yeah, hold in your hand and make a wish." "But it's not my good luck charm, it's yours." "Yeah, but it'll work. Try it." "Okay." Novalee clamped her fingers around the buckeye and closed her eyes like a child waiting to be surprised. When she finished, she gave it back to the boy. "What did you wish about?" he asked. "If I tell you, it won't come true." "No, that's just when you wish on a star." "Can I take your picture?" "I guess so." "Stand right there by the door of your truck so I can get your name." "There, just a little to the left." "Good." Novalee snapped the picture just as the boy's father returned to the truck. "You ready to go, Bunny?" "Okay." He opened the door and got in and smiled to Novalee. "Well, bye." "Bye, Benny. Good luck." The boy waved as the truck pulled away. Novalee crossed the parking lot heading back to the store. "Ma'am? Ma'am?" She turned and shielded her eyes from the sun. "Wait up." Benny Goodluck called. He was running towards the camera on the little buckeye trees. "Here, it's for you." "For me? Why?" "For good luck." He put the tree down in the handicapped parking space. "Oh, Benny, you knew what I wished for." "Yes, ma'am, I did." Then he turned and ran back to his father. Novalee was looking at baby clothes when the intercom clicked on. The voice sounded tinny and distant like a bad connection. "Attention, Walmart shoppers. This time is now 9 o'clock and your Walmart Discount City is closing." Novalee's breath caught. She felt lightheaded. "Please bring your final selections to..." Something surged in her chest, something hot, painful. "We would like you to remind you of our store hours." Her heart raced, the beat irregular and heavy. "We are open from 9. Her mouth felt slick and tasted of cold chili. "And as always, thank you for shopping at Walmart." She choked back the sourness that burned at her throat, wheeled, and ran towards the bathroom at the back of the store. The stall was empty. The room was dark. But she didn't have time to fumble for the light. She reached again and again until she felt drained, and she sat in the dark, trying not to think of the mess she was in. She has been pushing it from her mind all day, but now it all rushed in. There must be, she told herself, things she could do. She could try to find Mom and Elle, but she didn't know Fred's last name. She supposed there might be a Empires Club, a place she could call, but there was probably a lot of Empires named Fred. She could call the state school of girls and see if Rhonda Talley was there, but stealing an ice cream truck had been Rhonda's first offense, so she was likely free. She should call Red, but she didn't think he'd send her the money to come back to Telekettle Plains. He'd already hired another waitress. Then Novalee thought about Willie Jack. She could hitchhike, trying to get to Bakerfield on her own, but she didn't know if Paul's last name was Pickens or Paul. She wondered if Willie Jack had really left her. What if he really had gone to get the car fixed, or what if he was only playing a joke on her? He liked to do that. Maybe he drove off to scare her, then had a wreck? What if he had been kidnapped? Someone with a gun could have forced him to... She saw things like that on television. What if... Play like... Just pretend. But Novalee knew none of that had happened. She knew Mom and Elle wouldn't care where she was. Rhonda Talley probably wouldn't even remember her, and Willie Jack had gone on without her. She tasted the bile rising in her throat, felt a grip of pain in her stomach. She would have fought against it, but she was too tired. She let herself slip into blackness and disappear into space. She didn't know how long she'd been in the bathroom. She had been too weak to move, too sick to care. Her clothes were damp and sticky, her skin clammy, her head felt disconnected from her body. When she was finally able to stand, she felt like she was seeing everything from such a great height. She got to the sink and held on while she splashed her face and rinsed her mouth. Her head throbbed and she ached all over, but she washed up as well as she could, then recovered a beach bag and eased out the door. The building was dark and quiet. A weak light came from the front door, but she knew the place was empty. She knew she was alone. She moved soundlessly through the store, toward the light, then found her possessions by the bench where she left them. The welcome wagon basket, the baby book, and the buckeye tree. She gathered them up as if she was preparing to leave, as if she was going home. Then she began to wander like people do who have come from no place and have no place to go, like Crazy Man Dan in Tellico Plains who walked the streets at night, carrying bits and pieces of other people's lives. She moved aimlessly from one side of the store to the other, past rows of televisions without pictures, racks of toys without children. She shuffled past stacks of sheets, boxes of candy, and shelves of dishes. She walked some aisles many times, some not at all, but it didn't matter. And then she saw a table, a round, glass-topped table beneath a red and white striped umbrella, a place where she could sit with a baby and drink hot chocolate milk and watch the sun go down. She ran her hand across the smooth glass top, swapping at dust, cleaning a place for the book in the basket. Nearby she found some thin white trestles and moved 2 of them to the side of the table, then placed the tree between them. She eased into one of the chairs, opened her beach bag, and took out the pictures of Sister Husband, Moses Wycon, and Benny Goodluck, and propped them up against the basket. She moved the book nearer the center of the table and pushed it backward to where it had been. Finally, finished. She sat still for a long time, so long that it seemed she might never move. Much later, when she did get up, she walked to the front of the window and looked outside. A light rain was beginning to fall, and a hard wind scattered down drops across the glass. Hazy neon yellows and reds, tiny darts of color were caught in the trickles spilling down the pane. Sorry, my dog's distracting me. And suddenly a memory, long buried, came rushing back to her. She was very little, and she couldn't remember why or how, but she was left behind at a skating rink, locked in alone. At first she was terrified, screaming, pounding on locked doors, clawing towards high windows. Then she stretched to a switch on the wall, flipped up, and a huge silver ball in the middle of the rink started to turn, sending a shower of silver and blue across the floor, up the walls, around the ceiling, around and around. Her fear broke apart then, shattered like splintered glass. And 5-year-old Novelisha walked into that shower of light and let the bright diamonds of color dance around her body. Then she began to turn. Under the magic silver ball, her stockinged feet gliding on the polished wood. She turned faster and faster, arms floating free in space, spinning, whirling, free. Novalie smiled at her 5-year-old self, all elbows and knees, and she tried to hold her there, but the child spun away into the shadows. Then Novalie Nation, 17, 7 months pregnant, 37 pounds overweight, slipped off her thongs, flip-flops, by the way. And there, in the middle of Walmart, she began to turn, faster and faster, spinning and whirling, free, and waiting for her history to begin. Okay, so that is chapter 2, so I think I'll return to chapter 3 sometime soon. Hopefully. There are parts of this book that make me really sad, and I have cried before, so hopefully, but it's a good book. It's a great inspirational book, and it's funny, and it's unforgettable, so that's why I remember certain things. So we'll do chapter 3 next. I got this from, I don't know, this works. Alright, bye. He says bye too. Do you say bye? Can you say bye, buddy? Boop. Alright, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Please come back, subscribe, comment, like, all that fun stuff. Bye.